Hi, this is Kim Doolittle, Canadian singer-songwriter, and I'm here with Jeremy and Joshua at 91X Radio with Jeremy and Joshua.
We love it. Welcome again to the Other Side Radio Show. I'm Jeremy Davis.
I'm Joshua Davis, and great to be here with Dr. Kim Doolittle.
As you just heard, Kim's in the house, and this is your one of your CD release events right here at the beautiful Sans Souci in downtown Belleville. Now, first of all, Kim, can we start out by asking you how you broke into the music business?
Well, I've been singing 43 years, and I just started singing when I was 10, and I got hired to play in bands, and I just kept on going. And then when I was 19, I was already 9 years in, and then I moved to Toronto, and I had a good long run there playing with lots of bands and putting out CDs, and now I'm 43 years in, and I feel like I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. And it's basically, I've just followed it.
First of all, Kim, I don't believe it. You're still so young. You started so young. So
You look 29.
now, I want to mention that you mentioned to the crowd here tonight that one of your dear friends was the late, great, legendary Jeff Healey. And you guys hung out a lot. You drank chocolate martinis, and you composed music together and played together. And so tell us about the man and tell us about those road stories.
Well, it was just basically a friendship that started long before he got famous, and it continued after. And there was a small circle of us that he just kept very close. Yeah, no matter what, like before and after. And whenever he'd come in off the road, he just wanted to hang out with his friends. He'd want to go and play country and Irish music, anything that was different from what he'd been doing when he was performing. And he just wanted to go out and have himself a great time, which he was very good at doing. And he had an amazing sense of humor. And we used to spend a great deal of time with him, also listening to 78s with him at his house and all the old jazz records that he loved. And we just completely all bonded and stayed bonded right up to the end of his life.
We met him or saw him in Brockville performing at the Brockville Riverfest back in the day.
Yes, he put on one heck of a show, didn't he, Jeremy?
Well, he certainly did.
Rocked the house.
He literally did, but he also got so into it that he actually, and I'm not making fun, he actually rolled off the stage, but
That's really what you call rocking and rolling.
in typical Jeff fashion, he kept going and kept playing, and it was truly amazing.
Now, was your family always supportive of you going into the music business or not?
My mother was gung-ho. My dad, not so much. But he accepted it, probably because my mother just told him, look, this is the way it's going to go. And it was pretty obvious that I chose my path young. So my father acquiesced. And now he understands more so than he ever did before. When I was younger, I'm sure, like all parents, he wanted me to do something secure, right? And this is not a secure industry, but I still forged ahead, and he accepted it.
Now, what was it like growing up in Nova Scotia? You're a blue noser, so can you tell us about that?
Well, all I can say is that it's not the most politically correct place, and we definitely like our food, and we like to have a couple drinks, and we like our kitchen parties, and we like hanging out with our buddies, and all of the above. And really, I just carry that forward in everything I do. And when I'm not singing and being a girl singer, I'm a maritimer still, no matter where I go, really.
Now, you just alluded to the great, we'll call it the great Canadian kitchen parties, and some of that flair has spilled over here in Belleville with great events like Night Kitchen 2 and that kind of thing. Just a little taste of it, but back home, you had those parties. You like, as you just said, hanging out with your buddies, performing music. You like the pickled eggs. You like the camaraderie and all that. Tell us what it feels like to get up close and personal with your friends in an environment like that, composing the music and then taking it out on the road to all these great fans and performing your stuff.
Well, what it really comes down to is without the people, you don't have a career, right? Yeah. So you try and write things that resonate with people, and you try and write things that they can relate to. And more importantly, you try and be who you authentically are, because the second you're trying to fake it, people can see right through that. And I think the idea is to realize a career is built one fan at a time. I mean, sure, you can get help from people, and hopefully do, but really it's the people that come to see you that continue you as a performer.
Well, absolutely. And here tonight at the beautiful Sans Souci in downtown Belleville, you are launching the latest Kim Doolittle CD called Into the Blue, and let me tell you, you just blew the roof off this place, and we're not being paid to say that. It's just incredible. Now, when you performed here tonight to this great audience in Greg Sheraton's banquet hall here, we heard so many musical influences from the great blues, from blues favorites to you had some folk influences, you had ragtime, and then you ended off with your rendition of the great gospel classic, Amazing Grace. You know, you took us back, took your audience back to a time where when you grew up, you had to leave the one church because of differences, something Josh and I can relate to, and that although we never lost our faith, but sometimes you're not always accepted in one area. You found this beautiful church in the black community, if I can phrase it that way. And it was just home for you, and the influences, just shone through. Can you tell us about that time and tell us about how that brought you to the gospel in your music, and we'll go from there?
Well, basically, I just resonated with the fact that it was anybody could come in. It was not even denominational on any level. Anyone was welcome. And that the music was that I heard was usually during but also after church, when everyone would get together and they play the records, right? Yeah. And so you'd hear all these great black gospel singers, and I was like, oh, I'm in. This is what I'm going to get into. I'm not going to not so much becoming a gospel singer, but the blues oriented, and just how authentic and emotional that music was. And it was derived from people that went through hard times, but they're very hopeful songs, right? And it appealed to me, and so I was welcome there, and anybody who wanted to walk through the doors was welcome. And it was a very gentle atmosphere and very welcoming, and celebration is what it was about. So I really liked it.
So have you always had a spiritual presence in your life, or no?
I would say to that, yes. I am a great believer in spirit and something larger than us, and I've investigated it a lot in my life, and I very heavily rely upon my own faith that things will resolve themselves and that I have to take lessons from many things. And when I was traveling, I've traveled extensively, I would learn about the faiths of other people so that I could learn about them. And that's what I did. And so my faith is based in a belief system that is derived from a great deal of experience out there in life and putting my best foot forward.
Now, Kim, do you believe we're a loving, more accepting society today than years ago, or no?
That's a hard question to answer because I know that right now it's very static out there and there's an enormous amount of negativity and we're all feeling it, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the world is in quite a transition at the moment, but there's no such thing as a polite transition, so that doesn't surprise me. I think that there are people out there that, and at least it's been my experience, I've experienced an enormous amount of generosity despite these trying times. And it continues to grow and manifest, so I try to manifest it in kind. So, yeah, I think it's probably 6 of one and half of another. I don't think you can really compare.
Do you believe that we just have to keep true to ourselves and roll away the stone like your, like the beautiful song that Ted sung tonight?
I think that song is just about going through, from what I interpret from it, that song does not deny hard times and how we've got to pull ourselves through them. And those around us that come around us are the ones that help us. And there's sometimes few and there's sometimes many. And that song really, I think, reflects... it reflects basically having to just have some intestinal fortitude and see yourself through.
Now, before we go any further, you have been all over the place on your musical journey in your remarkable career so far. You have you spent 6 years, you said, on a cruise ship, dramatically changed your life, saw all parts of the world, made you be able to develop your craft and your music more, and that kind of thing. Now you're back in Canada. People may remember you were on City TV's Breakfast Television years ago, and I do remember that. I was going through your Facebook a little bit as we were talking back and forth, and I remember that. But you've never stopped. You're a true testament to a believer in their own dream. And now you're back here. You've been back. You're self-employed. You juggle your own business interest along with your music. And now the new CD, Kim Doolittle and Into the Blue. Tell us a little bit about what they can expect when they hear these beautiful tracks. Thank you, Kim.
Well, what they can expect is that the song is full circle to my 53 years on Earth and what I've learned, in all honesty. And Into the Blue is about emerging through the ups and downs of life into a clear blue sky. And you guys see the cover, right? Yeah. And it was inspired by that. And Memphis Moon is about coming to the realization that I had to fully embrace my music the way I wanted to do it and not compromise on that. And Let Love Be Your Goal is literally about let that be your motivation and through life. You can't let people decide how you're going to live your life. And Let the River Run's a reflection of my childhood and my old friends. Amazing Grace, of course. And there's an homage to electronic automation and how it's kind of separating us, ironically, despite being able to communicate. Just Don't Work Like That is about people not taking each other for granted. Long, Long Way From Here is a song that was written partially by my mother, who's deceased. And I took her words and created a song with Ken. And the other ones are reflections. So what this is, it's a reflection. It doesn't avoid issues that are a little bit difficult, but what it does, I tried to write each song with an optimistic exit. right?
Kind of a musical memoir?
It's a diary of, I'd say, 43 years of singing, all compressed into all of these tunes. And I just want people to hear it and feel good, and I want them to really maybe have some of these songs motivate them. That's what really inspires me with this.
Well, what's your favorite track? Well, we want to play at least one. We'll play more. We have been wanting to get all this different music showcase, so we will, but with this interview, and then we'll go from there. And Josh wants to get into, and I know you'll have to go soon, or we could pull it all later.
Well, I don't know that I have a favorite on here, but what is special to me is Let the River Run, because it's inspired by the Annapolis Valley, and it's just been picked up by Canada 150, and it's just been picked up by the Clean Up the Annapolis River Project as their theme song, so it's going good. And Into the Blue and Under the Memphis Moon, I'd say, are the ones.
I'm also a writer, and when inspiration hits, you have to write it down fast or it goes away. And it's a beautiful thing to have that gift, you know, and whether it's songs or poetry like I do, like I got 3 books to my credit thanks to Jeremy, and they've went all over the world, and so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what do you want to do next with your journey so far?
I want music to take me to the 40% of the world I haven't seen yet. I want to write more songs. I want to put out more music. I want to be full-time again very shortly, within the year to 2 years. More music than anything else. And I just want to play songs and live a very simple life in my little house. And I want to get a dog when I'm not singing, and cook in my kitchen, and have my friends over for a bite to eat. And then I want to go back out on the road again, and that's what I want to do.
Now, Kim, would you like to share a funny, memorable moment of your journey on the cruise ship?
There were lots of them, but I guess the funniest one was when I was doing an Irish night, and they had all German people come in, and they were singing Irish songs that we all know in a German dialect while I was singing in English.
That would have been something. Maybe picked up a lot of it along the way, I'm sure. And I want to say it's been our...
Danny boy would never be the same in German.
Well, I guess not. They might have enjoyed that at the Lutheran Church, that's for sure. Anyway, it's been our sincere...
With the sausages and everything, and green beer.
Yes. Okay, now you'll be making us hungry and thirsty. Anyway, it's been our sincere pleasure to have you on. I want to say there's so many things that we'd like to ask you, that we'd love to have you back. You know, it was just amazing that you got to go to Memphis with the Loyal Blues Fellowship. Something everybody should get to go to Memphis, I'm sure. You probably really enjoyed that, even though the culture is quite different, right?
Doesn't matter.
So, but anyway, all the...
I gotta say, did you see Elvis there?
No, I didn't.
Yes. Anyway, all the very best. And people wishing to learn more information about you, your career, your upcoming events, can go to kimdoolittlemusic.com and tell us a little more of your contact, and we'll go from there. You're going to have a launch in the great Hughes Room in Toronto coming up. So you can tell us about that, and we'll go from there.
Well, on June 8th, the band, full band, we're going to be launching at Hughes Room, which has been resurrected, and it's going to be the guys who played on the album, and we're just going to throw it down. And we have lots of people coming, so it's going to be a blast.
Any other contact information? Okay, check out the HughesRoomLive.com.
Now, what would you say to the people out there that want to start and perform in the music business but are a little afraid to do so?
Nobody starts out doing what they're doing and being good at it. You got to just get out and do it, and then you become good at it. So you got to make mistakes and get out there, make mistakes till you're good at it.
Well, excellent advice, Kim, and thank you. Thank you very much for being our special guest. We'd love to have you back. For now, this has been the Other Side Radio Show, live on location with Canadian singer-songwriter Kim Doolittle at San Souci's in downtown Belleville. I'm Jeremy Davis.
I'm Joshua Davis, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye for now. God bless.
And now, here is Kim Doolittle from Into the Blue and Let the River Run, a song in celebration of Canada's 150th birthday from her little place in Nova Scotia.
I ran these roads when I was young, from these rolling hills a river sprung. The years flow by till it's said and done. You gotta let that river run. We swam this river when life was new. We jumped right in without a clue, so full of dreams of all we do. We had to let that river run. River runs through the valley, river runs to the sea, river runs got to let that river run. I went to the city when it came my turn. I had songs to sing and things to learn. A part of me longs to return. You gotta that river run. River runs through the valley, river runs to the sea, river runs through you and it comes back to me. You gotta let the river run. Springtime is a long time behind me. Colored leaves are falling from the trees. When I see your face, go back to the place where the river keeps on running free. Here's to us. Now I see through all we've been and ought to be. You're still you and I'm still me. We had to let that river run. Oh, we had to let that river
And here's another great cut from Kim Doolittle and Into the Blue, called A Friend in Need.
Ooh, yeah. A friend in need is a friend in need. Everybody needs a good friend. A friend in need is a friend in need. Everybody needs a good friend. This world is wired and automated. Everyone I know is feeling jaded. The art of being you and the art of being me is riddled with complexity. Everybody, everybody, I'm not texting. Everybody, everybody, I sure am sexy. Don't talk trash through a screen. Love it to my face if you know what I mean. A friend in need is a friend in need. Everybody needs a good friend. A friend in need is a friend in need. Everybody needs a good friend. Now listen up. I grew up with a party line in a podunk town on the county line. My pals then are my pals now. Wouldn't trade him in no way, no how. Everybody, everybody, don't lose touch. Everybody, everybody, what's your rush? Turn off the phone, we're conversating. You'll be alone if you're automating. A friend in need is a friend in need. And everybody needs a good friend. A friend in need is a friend in need. Everybody needs a good friend. Ooh, I got something I wanna say now. MySpace, Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, I'm no quitter. You want a Baidu, I'll give you a Tumblr with some chemistry that has no number. Want you to know I'm a W-O with an M-A-N, looking for a friend. Turn it off and I'll turn it on. Dial me in and I'll sing you a song. A bona fide old school love connection. No electrical intervention. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody needs a really good friend. Yeah. A friend in need is a friend in need. Yes, indeed. Everybody needs a good friend. Everybody, everybody, everybody. Everybody, everybody. That's right. Everybody, everybody. You need everybody, everybody, everybody.
This is Aman Parhar, and you've been listening to The Other Side radio show with Jeremy and Joshua Davis. The Other Side show is a production of the Other Side Media Group. To learn more about the show, please find us on Facebook with the search words The Other Side Media Group.